Hello and welcome to SGPN's Daily Dog. I'm your host, Britton Hess. I'm here with my favorite Underdog Fantasy Pick'em plays for Wednesday, May 28th, 2025. How is it Wednesday already? How is it May already? How is it almost June already? I don't know. Time flies when you're putting in Underdog slips every single day, doing sports betting podcasts every single day for basically every sport out there. Lots of stuff to cover today. Lots of stuff to cover from yesterday. Let's start out with yesterday. Let's go with what did we do yesterday? We hit an NHL entry, the Draisaitl goal, Mikhail Granlund, higher than half a point, 3.83x, pretty good to thread that needle there. And then we also got 2 out of 3 on our Lotto flex. Man, that was the one where I said you don't even need to flex it, which I say flex it every single day. And yesterday I said don't flex it. And of course, that's when you needed to flex it the most because Siakam's alt point over got there. Jackson Merrill total bases alt over got there. And you know what? Connor McDavid did not score a goal, unfortunately. So that was what hurt us. But it is what it is. Let's get to it today. Before that, I got to announce that if you're new to Underdog Fantasy, sign up with the promo code DailyDog, DAILYDOG at UnderdogFantasy.com or on the Underdog Fantasy app. Get a 50% deposit match bonus worth up to $1,000. I also got to do a better job talking about the Underdog promos, the extender, and also the ladders, the new thing they got going on Underdog. I will get into those very shortly with I will be getting into those tomorrow actually with a YouTube short video. I'm going to give out a promo on those or like an entry on those. It is a promo, so I'm not giving out a promo, but if you use the extender, I'm going to give out my entries for that tomorrow. If you are new to Underdog, sign up promo code DailyDog, DAILYDOG at UnderdogFantasy.com and or on the Underdog Fantasy app for a 50% deposit match bonus worth up to $1,000. Oh my God, I need to stop saying that. I don't need to stop saying it. I just say it every day, so it gets a little bit old. MLB entry number 1 for today. And also I should announce the Braves-Phillies game has already been postponed until tomorrow, so don't hold your breath waiting for that one. It has already been postponed. But MLB entry number 1 today, Dansby, Swanson, higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs versus these crappy. Did I say crappy? This pretty bad team known as the Colorado Rockies. Worst start through 55 games so far in Major League Baseball history. It's always interesting when you get to witness history in MLB. So we are going to go with Dansby, Swanson, higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs versus this terrible pitching staff. And then I'm going to pair that with Julio Rodriguez, higher than 1.5 total bases in this game against the Nationals for his Seattle Mariners. I think the Mariners are in a good spot to dominate this game. And I think that happens, Julio Rodriguez is going to have another big game like he did yesterday. He went yard. This is a 3X multiplier. MLB entry number 2. We're going to go with Jackson Holliday, higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Holliday, young player, coming along. Last year, he was so disappointed. He was the most hyped up player ever. Did not do well. This year, he is hitting well, playing well. Everything is pretty good for Jackson Holliday. Miles Mikolas should allow some runs here. I think Holliday is going to get on base and he's going to score, drive some in one way or the other. He is going to be effective in this game. Then I'm going to pair with Paul Goldschmidt, higher than 1.5 total bases. Goldie has been a beast with the Yankees. He hit doubles. He hits homers. He hits a couple singles. Lots of ways to get there against Yusei Kikuchi. He's seen Kikuchi before. Kikuchi's obviously a very, very good pitcher. You know, Kikuchi has been around for quite some time. And actually, you know what? I lied. He hasn't seen Kikuchi before. That's kind of weird that these guys have been around so long and have never faced off. But Kikuchi he still profiles to be able to get some contact against this guy. Again, I think that also once you get to the bullpen of the Angels, you're in a good spot. That is a 3X multiplier with Holliday higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Goldschmidt higher than 1.5 total bases. Let's get into the National Basketball Association. Let's go to NBA entry number 1. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, lower than 33.5 points. I keep on trying to fade these stars, and they keep on biting me in the butt. I know it's a home game. I know that Shai plays great at home, but he just had a 40-point game. You look for some regression, as we say in the business, when that happens. Regression is good. Regression is not good, but in this instance, we're expecting it to be here. He can have a 32-point game and be great, 33-point game, be great, and still not get this number. I think that it's going to be a lower scoring game also, which is why I think that he might not be flying over this total. And then I'm taking Anthony Edwards higher than 3.5 3-pointers made. I think that there could be some desperation moments in this game where he has to throw up a lot of threes, and I think Anthony Edwards is a good enough player to actually hit those three. This is a 3.42x multiplier. By the way, if you're wondering why my eyes are darting around, it's because we got so many baseball games already on early on the day. I got 4 games to my left, 1 to my right, another one down below to the right, watching the Dodgers down there on the secondary laptop. So my eyes are all over the place. I got games all over the place. But I watch more baseball than anybody. I don't care who tells you otherwise. Maybe the guys working in the replay zone in New York, but outside of them, nobody watches more baseball than me. All right, let's go to NBA entry number 2, Jaden McDaniels higher than 12.5 points. I like what I've seen out of McDaniels. I think that he can get higher than 12.5 here, no problem. In this game, a lot of attention is going to be on Edwards. As I said, I think Edwards is going to have to shoot a lot of 3-pointers. I think McDaniels is going to be able to find the basket, though, higher than 12.5 points for him. And then Alex Caruso higher than 1.5 steals, 2.7x on that one. I had to dig a little deeper and get into some of these role players here. I've just been playing so aggressively on the the big stars, the big favorites, and there's so much value taken out of those numbers from time to time. So for that reason, I am going to be using these two kind of role players here. So higher than 1.5 steals for Alex Caruso, higher than 12.5 points for Jaden McDaniels. All right, let's get to NHL entry number 1, Sam Reinhart, higher than 0.5 points. You know, if you watch this show, listen to this show. By the way, if you watch it on YouTube, please hit subscribe, trying to get those subscriber numbers up, or subscribe on your favorite podcast player. But Sam Reinhart, if you follow this show, you know that I love his points prop, his pick, assists, his goals, everything. Sam Reinhart is an absolute boss when it comes to getting helpers and getting goals and just finding his way onto that stat sheet. Then I'm going to pair that with Frederik Andersen, lower than 2.5 goals against. I know that seems counterproductive, but hey, we threaded this needle yesterday. We'll do it again here. Sam Reinhart, higher than 0.5 points. Frederik Andersen, lower than 2.5 goals against, 2.58x multiplier. NHL entry number 2, Sergei Bobrovsky, lower than 2.5 goals against. Again, I think this is a low-scoring game if you can get that picture from what I've described so far. And then I think Seth Jarvis, higher than 2.5 shots on goal, is also on the menu here. So we're going to go Sergei Bobrovsky, lower than 2.5 goals against. Seth Jarvis, higher than 2.5 shots on goal, 3.09x multiplier. Next up, we're going to go to our pitchers. Miles Mikolas plus Cade Povich, lower than 0.5 first inning runs allowed. It's more about these offenses than these pitchers. I think these pitchers will give up runs in the first 5 innings. I don't think they're going to do it in the first inning. So that is why they're on there. Then Clark Schmidt, Yusei Kikuchi, higher than 0.5 first inning runs allowed. I think there's going to be home runs in this game, and I think there's going to be some in the first inning. That's why I'm picking this higher. Spoiler alert, look for more on these guys or this game when we get to the Dong squad. Pitchers entry number 2, we're going to go with Hunter Green plus Noah Cameron, lower than 0.5 first inning runs allowed. Obviously, these guys are very good, and Hunter Green, Noah Cameron should dominate here and get lower than 0.5 first inning runs allowed. Trevor Williams plus George Kirby, higher than 0.5 first inning runs allowed. I do expect these guys to I don't know what's the best way of what's the polite way of saying this. I expect these guys to get beat up early in this game. Again, I think there could be home runs early in this first inning. 2.7x multiplier on that one. Williams, Kirby, higher 0.5 first inning runs. Hunter Green, Noah Cameron, lower 0.5 first inning runs allowed. Lotto entry number 1, Rudy Gobert, higher than 0.5 double-double. Oh my God, he was so close last game. He was 1 short. My God, we need you to do your thing, my man. So Rudy Gobert, higher than 0.5 double-doubles. Sergei Bobrovsky, higher than 27.5 saves, alternate over. And then Trevor Williams, lower than 14.5 pitching outs. I think he's going to get beat up early by this Mariners lineup. 34.55x. Flex it. I recommend flexing it. Always flex it. 17.27x or 4.05x if it goes 2 out of 3. And then let's go to the Dong squad. Aaron Judge, higher than 0.5 home runs in this game. James Wood, higher than 0.5 home runs in this game. Taylor Ward, higher than 0.5 home runs in this game. So Aaron Judge and Taylor Ward are obviously in that Yankees-Angels game. I think good hitting weather in Anaheim. I think both these pitchers give up long balls. I think those two guys are power hitters. James Wood, higher than 0.5 home runs. I think George Kirby is going to get beat up here. 68.92x or 34.46x flex. If it goes 2 out of 3 on the flex, 8.32x. Always flex these ones. And I got to throw in one tennis play overnight, French Open. Ekaterina Alexandrova, higher than 20.5 games played versus Elisabetta Cocciaretto. Cocciaretto on clay. She should be able to drag this thing out to a third set. Alejandro Davidovich Fokina against Yuri Lehechka, higher than 37.5 games played. ADF, we know ADF is a guy who likes to go deep in 5 sets in these type of slams, and Yuri Lehechka has never met a long match he is not one to be a part of. All right, that's all I got for you today. Thank you for listening. Good luck on your picks, and let's make some money.